Hello and welcome to another modern video. Today we're going to be revisiting Grixis Tsugu Control. This is a deck that I've been pretty impressed by. It's a control deck working around the card Heated Tsugu Consumes All. If you haven't checked the evolution of the deck, you can see the videos in my YouTube channel. You can find them in there. And I'm working a little bit of the details of the deck. I felt like I wanted a 25th land. I always felt like I was short on lands and I was struggling to find that land number 3 or 4. Like the deck is pretty mana intensive, particularly when you have your iterations, and your iterations are going to be hitting stuff that it's 2 or 3 mana that you want to play on the spot. So because of that, I've been kind of wanting to make room for land number 25, and finally today I found room. The way that I made room is by cutting some the fourth copy of Tsugu, and I also had like a flexible like Cologans command or Prismari command in here, which I ended up cutting in order to make room for Fury number 3. So this version of the deck is the one that I've liked the most, and I feel like that has been working the best. And this one is a little bit more slanted towards red. It's more of a blue-red deck splashing black for push and Heated Tsugu, as opposed to the opposite of being a blue-black deck splashing red for iteration and like Bolt and Fury. So because of that, I think that Fury works a lot better in this deck. The third Jace is one that I would consider. The third Jace and the fourth Archmage's Charm are definitely what I would consider the flex slots. Of course, you can kind of move and change this deck however you want, but those are the rest of the deck has some pretty solid. It's stuff that I like. Maybe like the fourth iteration you could also cut, but all of the remainder of the deck is all stuff that I like. We want some hard removals. I'm going to be trying one copy of Dreadbore in the main deck, one in the sideboard. This is mostly because of the Uprise in blue-white control specifically, so that we have a 2-mana answer to a Teferi Hero of Dominaria or a Teferi Time Raveler. But the rest of the deck is kind of, I don't want to say written in stone, but it's all cards that I've been very, very happy with. 4 Monkey, 4 Push, 1 Bolt, and then, your 4 counter spells, the iterations. The dress downs have also been very impressive. This deck is really, really, really good against any Saga deck because we have access to, 4 copies of Heated Tsugu and 3 copies of dress down. Like, all of those cards are absolutely fantastic against the Saga decks. When we move over to the sideboard, you're going to see 3 copies of Mystical Dispute. This is because of the serious uptick on 4-color control that we're seeing. Dispute seems like kind of the best possible card that I could find, at least. It's possible that we should be playing a split with Flusterstorm, but just being able to tag the Fairy Time Raveler on the stack and Omnath as well as Murktide. All of those are very, very relevant things to happen. As I was saying, the third copy of Dresstown also is chilling here. Flusterstorm and then Thoughtseize, absolutely fantastic against the control decks. Sort of ignoring the aggro matchup. That is something that I wanted to point out. I think that Burn is not very good, and because of that, I'm kind of building my deck planning on dodging Burn. I know that that's not the best idea when you're playing on leagues, but I think that this is just going to be the best way to build the deck, I think. But yeah, so I'm not playing any brutalities or any like life gain or anything like that, so kind of ignoring the Burn matchup. Hopefully we dodge it. Ashiok against specifically Amulet, but it's also serviceable against control and other, like even the 4-color deck can struggle. Like a well-timed Ashiok can be a real struggle for them because their entire mana base is based around the fetch lands. A couple of nice spell bombs against a graveyard decks, Alpine Moon against the Saga decks, but this is more because of Tron and Amulet specifically. I tried Magus of the Moon in this slot, but it was a little bit too awkward. It was just really, really hard to make sure that I had the required basics in play in the early game, and against those matchups, you just want to slam the Moon on turn 3. So this just works so much better with the actual curve of the deck. And as I was saying, like the 4th copy of Tsugu and the 2nd copy of Dreadbore because of blue-white and 4-color. So this is the deck list that we're going to be playing. If you're enjoying the content, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. You can also leave me a message in the comments below. And if you're interested in checking out something like coaching, or even for me to play any deck of your choosing on a YouTube video or on stream whenever I go back to streaming, you can check the description of the video below and you can find all the information there. That's it for the deck, and I'll see you for round number 1. All right, round number 1, turn 1 Monkey and a way to clear the way for it. I'm into it. I am into it. I've been thinking about the possibility of having the 25th land be a Blood Crypt. I think it's interesting, because sometimes, like for example in this situation, like we don't really have Archmage's Charm, but you know, we're kind of, we want to set up this Fury, so we want a second red source, but you know, we could also draw like a push or something, so it's kind of a little bit awkward sometimes. Let's see what opponent's got going on. DRC. So that means our monkey's gonna connect, which is very nice. Bolt, yeah. Swing. Let's see what we get. Bubble. Don't mind if I do. Bubble myself. Have an island on top, so I'm just gonna do this. I'm gonna shock because I may draw. All right, we got there. Well, it's kind of nice. Another Darcy. Aether Spellbomb. Huh. Okay. So this could be the deck that is seeing play right now, like blue red, like Emry and stuff. Am I trading here? Not a bad draw. Not a bad draw. Hand, bottom, exile. I think I'm trading. Yeah, this is fine. We already got some pretty decent value from the monkey, and hopefully my opponent is going to sink some mana and time into this saga, and then we just get to blow them out with Dress Down. And if we do find Tsugu, then it's just going to feel unfair. Hold off Storm Giants. Okay. Let's see what's up. Imagine they're gonna find blue red here. Yeah, Steam Vents. You got a token. Got another token. So I'm risking giving my opponent mana here. Like I could Dress Down right now, kill both tokens, and then like, because they could get Springleaf Drum right now. Yeah, exactly. So I think it's worth it though, because like we can counter whatever they play. If they play something that's worth countering. So I can Dress Down now, and then this loses haste. So now I can't attack, and they, you know, that's gonna come. Oh, this is bugged. Well, I mean, that works out great for me. Blue, black. I don't know if this is how it's supposed to work. Like, I'm actually not sure. I'm actually not sure whether this is how this is supposed to work, or whether this is supposed to just go up on my opponent's end step. My opponent says, pretty sure that's not how it works with Ragavan, okay? Yeah, I think you may be right. It's weird. I mean, not that it would matter, like we still have counterspell anyway, but you know, we obviously top deck that, and I'm not gonna not play the card, right? Like I think I still made the right plays. Obviously my opponent's gonna feel like I baited them, right? But that wasn't the case. It just turned out that, and it ended up working out like this, but yeah, I don't know. Exile all the graveyards. Pass the turn. Now we're gonna get to Scry. Opponent missed the land drop last turn. They could dash a monkey here. Yeah, so they're playing that deck that I was talking about. It's like, yeah, Granny Station combo. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So looking for counter spell, because I'm just gonna. Do I want that? Because I could just Jace minus. Yeah, this seems fine. Like, it's gonna be awkward this specific turn, but I think it's okay. So, like, I still think I'm gonna Fury instead of Jace minus on Emry, but so that's dead. Play that, say go. Probably not gonna shuffle though, because I can save the shuffle for Jace. And they just don't really have anything in play, so I don't think that the enchantment kills me here. Sure, another Emry. Dreadbore. That's actually 1, 2, 3, 4. Jace. Let's brainstorm here. These are good cards. So top that. Top that. And I think I want to play around Spell Pierce. It feels like the only way that I can lose this game. So let's play around it. I guess opponent could dash a monkey here, but if they do, I don't really care, I think. And this is just lethal next turn. Would have definitely loved to find a counter spell, but again, even if they have Breach, they just don't have mana, so there's not too much that they can do. Saga's gonna be too slow. That's the concession. All right. Okay, so we're playing against a deck that is trying to maximize on those cards. So I don't think I want Alpine Moon. I do think I want Spellbomb though, because of Breach. A little bit of a numbo, but it's fine. Cut a Jace, cut a Charm. Maybe we should cut Monkeys? We are on the draw. So I kind of like cutting Monkeys. Some disputes to tag Emry on the draw. Let's get the Ashiok. All right. This hand is bad, but at the same time it feels kind of okay, so I'm gonna keep it. I really like the fact that we have answers to Monkey, whether it's dashed or not. Like Bolt is great. We're gonna be hitting all of our land drops. Opponent moves to 6. Darcy. Do I care about DRC? I care about Emry. They suck Bobble though, which means it's less likely for them to have the thing. Ooh, Dispute is very nice. So this means I'm not gonna. They know about this, but I'm not gonna bolt this. I could bolt it on end step. Just get rid of their clock. All right. Passing the turn is kind of weird. I'm probably going to draw 2 on end step. Unless my opponent plays something very good. Which they don't. They're probably going to have a way to counter my Archmage's Charm, but I think that's fine. No counter. Okay. Here we go. I mean, it's probably good for me if this game continues going like this. I wonder if they just cut their... Wow, just the concession. Jeez. That's so aggressive. All right. I mean, I'll take it, I guess. Want to know? All right. Opponent's name is Wizards. Are you listening? That's funny. This hand sounds good. I'll take it. Would like to have a counter spell, but... Bloodstained Mire. It's a monkey. Do I want to push or do I want to bolt? I definitely want to do something right now before my opponent taps. Then actually I'm gonna just do this. And this plays around dress down in case I'm playing against Shadow. So I could have played a fetch land, but by shocking here, my opponent can't dash a second monkey, and also, yeah. So imagine push is gonna be gone. Dress down is what they take. Interesting. I wonder if they're playing. I wonder if they're playing the other guy, the other Dead Shadow, which I can't remember the name of. Because that would be a pretty good reason to take dress down there instead of they're not. Are they playing just like Fury or something? Young Pyro? Season Pyro. Ranger Captain. Okay. Oh, they're playing Obosh. Oh, they're playing the Spike Shadow deck. Okay. So I think I just pass. It's not a good draw. Thoughtseize. Yep. We already have 2 red sources, so I'm just gonna get a Water Grave here. Yeah, a little bit flooded here. That sucks. There goes Jace. Here comes the Shadow. We do have a lot of answers to that Shadow, though. We do have a ton of answers to a Shadow. Okay. Can we draw a Tsugu, please? Tsugu. Sure. Now I can steal the Shadow, or I can draw 2. I think I'm going to draw 2 here. I think I'm going to draw 2 here. Let's see if they overextend. Down to 7. Let's see if they overextend here. Unearth Ranger Captain? That's so gross. That is so gross. Monkey. Well, now that we know what they have, I think it's better for me to steal the Shadow. Because we know their hand is second shadow plus DRC. So now this is a chump block, which is very nice. Got it. So there goes the chump. Now we're going to see what my opponent does. Because depending on what they do, like we actually have more control over our life total than they do, which is very funny. So I think I take this. We go down to 2. We lose to my opponent flipping exactly Lightning Bolt. And they flipped Iteration. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. All right, so we're dead to a significant amount of things. We're dead to my opponent finding push. We're dead to my opponent finding Lightning Bolt. But I think this is the riskier line, which kind of works here. Okay, so they do have a bolt. Yeah, they do have the bolt. Okay. All right. I mean, we didn't know what we were drawing there, but well, heated Tsugu is fantastic. I don't think I want dress downs. Dreadbore's fine, just more removal. Don't think I care about Thoughtseize. Maybe Nile Spellbomb. Fury seems okay. I think I'm on the play, so I'm gonna keep the Ragavans and maybe on the draw I cut them. But I think it's very unlikely my opponent keeps removal against me. Maybe my line was a little bit greedy there. We'll see. Turn 1 monkey. Here we go. What are you gonna do? Bolt my monkey or like discard spell? Alright, that means my monkey connects. Like whatever they take is like we just have more. Our hand is kind of stacked. And the monkey's gonna start drawing cards. So I think I like our spot. Yep. Take this Tsugu, even though I have a 1-drop in play. You love to see it. Found the land, unfortunately. That's okay. Inquisition. I think I'm gonna counterspell this. Now if they have another discard spell, they can get rid of the charm, but it's fine. Also, it's kind of cute that Ragavan means my Orawara costs only 3, which is really funny. Hidya. Man, another land? It's kind of unlucky. That is kind of unlucky. If they play a Ranger Captain, I think I counter it. Because that's going to be a 2-for-1. It's not Ranger Captain mana. Gourmag Angler. Well, that doesn't matter. It's definitely pretty cute, though. Interesting. So that's a 4-4. I can steal it, but then it dies. I think I'm going to draw 2. Big yikes. Wow, that's a massive yikes. That's what we call a whiff. That's what we call a sick whiff. All right, Fatsies, you got me. So I think I'm going to bounce the angler here. It's a little bit too much damage otherwise. We'll be going down to 5. Giver of Runes. Okay. So their hand is Angler and Known. Black, red. Maybe this is a little bit greedy and I should have just... I mean, I guess this is fine. That's really funny. So we know they have Angler. The question is, do I wanna take 8 and then have an unblockable threat, which means that I win with Lightning Bolt? Or would I rather just chump block? I think I'm just gonna chump block here. This does allow my opponent to cast the Angler though, awkwardly enough, because now they're gonna have exactly enough to... I guess they would have been able to cast the Angler anyways. So we have a lot of really good draws here. We can draw... we can draw not a land. All right. Now we have to chump block. We lose to a removal spell. Man, like that Archmage's Charm. That Archmage's Charm whiffing so hard. Yeah. Yeah, man, like... Tsugu, like Terminate and Dreadbore. Like, we have so many good draws here. We just whiffed forever. Let's see what we would have found at least. I need to look. Yep, that would have done it. All right. See you next round. Okay, turn 1 monkey. Yeah. Turn 1 monkey plus a land to cast it. It's basically like turn 1 reclaimer, turn 2 flagstones, except you only need 2 pieces, you know? It's effectively the same thing. Kind of weird to do this right there, right? Because I don't know. If I find a black source, I think I'd rather kill their monkey than play my own. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, I'm not gonna play around main deck spell pierce. I'm gonna do like the same thing that I did in the previous match, where I think it's more valuable to play around. Yeah, so this is another shadow deck. It's better to play around the second monkey than it is to play around spell pierce, I think. Take your pick. Three options available. It's kind of interesting, right? I think that if they don't take counterspell, I'm gonna hold up counterspell. If they don't take the monkey though, I don't think I dash. However, I think I just play it out and play it up land, and then take it from there. Opponent deep in the tank about this decision. It's not an easy one, to be fair. It's not an easy one. They have 4 cards in hand. They're down to 12. So, like, if they don't have a clean answer to the monkey, then they do take the monkey. Okay. So they're gonna play a shadow right now, I assume. Oh, Thoughtseize. Okay. So now they're gonna take the counterspell. So they're gonna have 3 cards and 2 lands. We're gonna have 4 cards, 2 lands. Counterspell. Second Jace. Okay. We're telegraphing that we didn't draw a counterspell, but that's fine. Iteration is bad for us. So that's when my opponent starts to get a hit on cards. Can we draw our own iteration? Archmage's Charm would be nice too. Monkey. So now I think we dash to make sure that it's more likely that we connect. I think it's like my opponent's gonna kill it, but because of that, I also think that it's better to dash. And it's not like I'm using my mana on anything else anyway, so. So I would like to draw iterations, probably my best draw. Land would be great. What else? We have a lot of very powerful draws here. Land. Bolt. All right. I think it's gonna get drowned, but if it didn't get drowned, I think there would be an argument for whether we want to minus or we want to brainstorm. I think that we would want to minus. Even plus is an option. The idea for plussing being that opponent can't attack it, but then they can just heat it. So another iteration is really bad for us. So opponent so far has found 2 iterations, we have found none. I mean, maybe they don't find, because if they don't find, if we find like a land here, mountain. Well, that's not a land that we would have wanted to find. So they have monkey, Jace. We know they have. I think we just have to brainstorm here. We just have to brainstorm. So I'm gonna bottom these 2 and just push the shadow right now. They're gonna be able to dash monkey. Kill DRC on Jace. Oh, just heat Jace. Yeah, that's also upkeep heat. So dress down. So if we find Tsugu, we probably win the game. Oh, come on. I was going to say, like, there's no way that they found another iteration. So iteration is still our best draw. Fury. Can't cast that one. Too bad, because it would be one that would be nice for me to cast, but... So, gonna pass the turn. Opponent's gonna dash monkey, probably. Thoughtseize. Hopefully we find land into Tsugu. Oh, man. That would have been a good one to draw. But I think it's important for us to play the dress down, obviously, because otherwise the monkey hits us one more time. All right, Tsugu off the top. Opponent doesn't have counterspell, otherwise they would have probably countered the answer to the Darcy, right? Yikes. So here we can use Castle Ventress to control the top of our deck a little bit, which is nice. We do lose to... What's his name, though? So at least we have guaranteed that they don't hit anything, but we do lose to Bolt. It's not super likely they have multiple bolts. Okay, Tsugu one time. Let's go. Tsugu. Right on time. Counterspell. That would have been good too. Okay, Tsugu, we like Dreadbore, we like Spell Bombs, we like Dress Down, not that great. Again, I think I like Monkey on the play and I don't like it on the draw. I want all my removal, maybe one Fury can go. One Jace. Fluster is interesting, but I don't think that's the game that I want to be playing. Maybe it's better than the fourth Counterspell. Counterspell not interacting. Let's try this. I'm not sure about that, but Fluster can help me, you know, guarantee that I win some counter fights. Hopefully this game will get to draw more iterations. That would be a good way for us to potentially win the game. Well, this hand's fire. Tsugu was somewhere in there. This hand's quite strong. I like that it just presents so many problems for my opponent, right? Like we have the push, we have the iteration, we have the counter spell. Looks like turn one discard. Yep. They probably have to take the Tsugu here. Yep. I'm gonna let my opponent know what I'm gonna draw. I think that saving the damage matters. So they're gonna be able to bubble right now. They don't bubble. They bubble now? Okay. Whatever, doesn't matter. They just have perfect information about my hand. That's the only thing that matters. Well, that's very interesting, actually. I can dash monkey? Yeah, I think so. Oh, I should have played it off this though. Another monkey. Would I rather play this one out? No, because it would cost me the treasure token. I would like for it to not cost me the treasure token. Also, we're holding a push this way. Yeah, I should have definitely played the Tarn. I hope we don't get punished by that, but... And what I'm gonna do now is... Okay. Cast the monkey and say go. There's just no need to dash it. And now we can control the board or the stack, and then we can start to accrue the advantage that the monkey generates. We're gonna first start with a Bragaman attack, see what my opponent does. Am I countering here? I don't think so. Heat. I don't think I'm countering there. It's pretty nice. So let's go Fury to hand, Bolt down, Otawara exile, play Otawara, pass the turn. This is looking good. It's looking good. If they iteration, I'm definitely gonna counter. Particularly because my opponent was missing land drops there. Hopefully they play something and I get to Fury. Shadow. Yeah, I'll take the risk. My opponent could have Street Wraith, but it's just too much value to pass up, right? And I think I want an island. Or a Watery Grave. Let's get Watery Grave. Red, red. Please don't have it. Sweet. That's value. Some Flamedome Kavu action. Love to see it. You love to see it. So let's lead on Nile Spellbomb, because if my opponent counters this, that means that they can't counter my iteration. And iteration is more valuable than the Spellbomb, I think. They kept multiple heats, which is interesting. They got me. Here's a 2-for-1. Ooh, love to see that. So, Charm, bottom, exile. Now we're holding up Charm and push. Yeah, I think we're dashing now. Forces my opponent to use the mana now if they want to do anything. 3 mana. 2 mana. 1 mana. Alright, attack. If this is Gate Command, I'm definitely countering, obviously. Looks like it is Gate Command. Counter target spell. Hit you for 2. Of note, now Hall kind of beats down. Hall of the Storm Giants got it going on. Sure. Push. Water Grave. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Do I want to shock? I think I do. Oh yeah. Do you want to go down to 1? All right. I respect it. So now they need to have an answer to both the monkey and the hole, because the monkey is also lethal and the DRC is forced to attack. So it's a non-issue for us. So yeah, I think my opponent probably had to chump there. I mean, I don't know what their plan is for the hole anyway, but still. Now we're on the draw. I don't like monkeys as much. Maybe they're fine. My opponent kept on Holy Heat, which is interesting. Do I want Thoughtseizes? They also kept Colligan's Command. Thoughtseize on the draw is just kind of awkward in a matchup like this. I definitely don't want Dispute. Definitely don't want Dress Down. Yeah, I think this is fine. Monkey is like something that forces my opponent to interact. Yeah, great hand. Great hand. Again, whoever has the more iterations, probably they're going to be the one that wins, so I want to see iterations. I want to see Archmage's Charms. Those are the cards that I really, really want to see. Keep this. Opponent moves to 6, which matters a lot in a matchup like this. Steam Vents, Monkey. Okay, so again, like the same rationale that we've been doing. Rather play around second Monkey, where we are already playing around Random Lock. So Thoughtseize. Okay. Have a lot of bangers in this hand. We got a lot of bangers. Pick your poison. I would imagine that they're gonna pick the counter spell. And if they pick the counter spell, then my play is gonna be Ragavan plus play Spellbomb. I'm not gonna dash because it takes me 2 mana, and again, like in a deck like this, dashing is only, I think like I dash a lot less in this deck than I do in other decks, and the reason for that is that you want for the monkey to be, you know, netting you mana every time, and it doesn't really do that unless you dash like a bunch. So, you know, you're not really ramping consistently every single turn. You're just, you know, getting your one hit and getting a little bit of value. Also, it's really hard to cast the cards that you find off of the monkey whenever you are spending 2 mana to cast the monkey every single turn, right? So yeah, it's interesting. Yeah, I'm honestly not surprised at all. My opponent took the iteration there. I think I'm gonna double spell here. This makes drown a non-issue. Sure, my opponent could have hit here, but if they're hitting now, they can't hit my Tsugu or some stuff like that. So I think this is fine. They probably have to take the Tsugu here, because if I ever find a black source, they're in super bad shape. Although I guess that with my current mana situation, they're probably just taking Counterspell. Yep. It's the only castable, and they just hope that I whiff forever. Which is not super likely to happen, but it could happen. And they missed a land drop. Land. Okay. And that iteration gone was a big deal. Wow. We have like 8 total black cards in our deck and we drew half of them. It's very funny. Fluster. Alright. So that's good against stuff like K-Command and good against like my opponent drawing their own iteration or whatever. Well, I'm gonna fluster that, I guess. Black Source? Counterspell. Okay. Turn 7 and both of us are stuck on 1 land. The first I have 25 lands in my deck. My opponent probably has 18. So one of them is more likely than the other. Is my opponent gonna hit the land drop before I do? My opponent says sick game. My opponent says sick game. That's really funny. Alright. Do I have a black source? Boom. And it's a land. Means brings me closer to Jace. Brings me closer to Jace. Ugh, opponent's still not hitting on that land. And they're at 13 life, so they can't even play a shadow. Pretty brutal. Would like to see a Vesuva here, you know? Well, that dies. Interesting play. Boom. think I Jace plus... Yeah, we're just gonna Jace plus, and then like heat doesn't matter because we have Nile Spellbomb, so my opponent wouldn't need to. Like we get to get them off the next land. We get to actually force them to maybe heat plus bolt or something, which is just a pretty good exchange for us. And at that point, we have our black mana enabled, so like our cards just do stuff now. So it's gonna be really hard for them to keep up with. All right, another most interesting last game when, you know, we found land number 4 on turn 10 and my opponent never found land number 3. So not the most interesting of games, but like the first two were pretty cool. See you next one. All right, so we're getting paired against Yorion. This is cool because this is one of the matchups that I really wanted to try out. I think we're keeping this hand. We got turn 1 monkey and they can't rain on 2, so that's good for us. So, turn 1 monkey, your go. Let's see if opponent has an answer. It looks like they do. Prismatic Ending. Yep, that's fine. That's the Tsugu. Well, that kind of sucks. Okay. Let's iteration. Try to hit our land drop. We don't, but we do get... Okay, that's not the worst. So, hand, bottom, exile. Monkey there is kind of a fine pickup, actually. Now if opponent minus is on monkey, we get to dash it, and we get to clear the Tef. We also just get to bolt the Tef as well. Put in pluses. Very interesting. Sure. That's Omnath mana, which is a little bit scary. I could just slam this Jace. I think that they don't have another ending, otherwise they probably would have used it there. So I think I'm just going to slam this Jace, and I think I'm going to plus the player on Lightning Bolt. Monkey. I don't care about that, so they can draw it. Like they can dash and attack the Jace, but whatever. I don't care. Because if they do that, they don't get a token, they don't get a treasure, and they don't have bolt. So sure, dash the monkey. They go face. Reveal push. Good. We didn't want to draw that. But now my opponent doesn't really have too much stuff here. The fairy, like it can keep bluffing, but it's not really achieving anything. We can also play Tsugu to clear the treasure. Well, we'll see what they do. Otawara minus on Jace. I forgot to plus. Okay. I think we just do the same thing. Like they missed the land drop. That was not a good turn for them. I think I do want to send that to the bottom. And I think I do want to bolt this now. So opponent can't draw a card without losing the fairy. Even if they have prismatic ending, that's not that bad for us. So yeah, that's a problem though. That is definitely a problem. Okay, Omnath is a big deal. Omnath is a pretty big problem. We're gonna get to draw a bunch of cards next turn though, so we have Fatal Push, that's good here. We have Terminate, we have Dreadbore. Actually have a bunch of things that we can draw. One of their cards in hand is Monkey. We don't really know anything else. So I think, I mean, it doesn't, no, yeah, it actually does matter. So let's lead on iteration first. Okay, so, I mean, I guess I'm doing this. Now we draw 3. Fatal Push is nice. Fatal Push is pretty nice. So with both of these on top, play the island. And I think I'm gonna play Tsugu here. Because Tsugu is gonna be how I'm going to trigger the thing, how I'm gonna trigger Revolt. We kind of whiffed though. We kind of really whiffed, but now they get to clear Jace. Or not. Counterspell doesn't do anything. Bolt Jace. Put Yorion in hand. So their hand is Yorion, Monkey, 2 unknowns. Let's draw 2. I think we're gonna draw 2 again. We have 2 counterspells in hand already. So Yorion doesn't do anything, which is nice. It's pretty cool how my opponent just keeps on dashing Monkey and it's achieving nothing for them. Otawara has been exiled. Well, that sucks because that was actually one of the answers that we had to the Teferi. So that kind of sucks a little bit. So if opponent plays another Omnath, the Tsugu getting exiled and coming back actually triggers it, which is very fun. Ice Fang. Dress down. I think I'm gonna draw 3. It means that Jace dies to another lightning bolt, but let's push here. And I think I'm dashing Monkey. There's 2 counterspells on top of the deck. Solitude. Pitching Teferi. Well, I love this exchange. So my opponent's hand is Monkey plus Yorion. Yeah, I think we're in really good shape now. So just gonna dash Monkey. So now we're gonna get to Fury. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's another counter spell. Oh, they did have the bolt. That kind of sucks. But now we're just gonna get to, I guess they get to play Yorion here. Oh, Ren. Well, but now we're gonna be able to have the counterspell for Yorion, which is nice. So play that Fury. Kill Death. And now all of a sudden we are ahead. Nope. Now Fury clears the Ren. And all of a sudden we're in really good shape. So their hand is Strand, Monkey, which is gonna die to the Tsugu. They have a land and Yorion and nothing else. That's the land. In fact, pretty good exchange there. Now we get to swing for 6. Opponent's probably not going to chump. And now we're going to have the question of, do we want to press down the Yorion or do we want to counterspell it? And I think I want to dress down. Yeah, I'm going to counterspell that one. That one is a lot scarier. Also, this thing has trample, which is great. We're not doing well. We're not doing well. Yeah, no attacks, no blocks, just makes no sense. I see that happen way too much. Dress down. Whew. Okay. Is that just lethal? That's just lethal. Boom. All right. So dispute is, this is the reason why we have dispute in the deck. So, and I definitely want Thought Seizes. Dress Down kind of overperformed there. Dreadwar is an answer to Chase, which is nice. think I'm gonna cut down on a couple of counter spells because we're gonna have thought seizes. Iterations are great. Maybe cut down on a push since we're running Dreadbore, and I think I want. Do I want? Bolt answers Solitude and Fury, while push answers Somnath. Then all the other threats are killed by either or something like Yorion dodges both, so we don't care there. I think this is fine though. I don't think I want the fourth copy of Tsugu. In fact, maybe I just want 2 of them. We can do something like this. Ashiok is kind of interesting. No, I think maybe on the play I'll bring in Ashiok, but on the draw. On the draw it doesn't strike me as that good. Because my opponent's gonna have, you know, their mana sort of set up by that time. Fantastic hand. Absolutely fantastic hand. My opponent goes turn 1 monkey, we push it. If they don't, we Thoughtseize. Do we want to play our own Veil, actually? I think I want to play around Veil of Summer. But that means that they get to turn to a Ren. Yeah, maybe this was bad. Maybe this was just not a good play. I should have just run into the Veil. Because otherwise we're dealing with the Ren now. Ah, they did have Veil. They did have the Veil. So just gonna take Deluge here. We could just take the Veil actually. Yeah, I think we want to take the Veil. So they played a Misty, they're probably gonna get it back. And the growth is gone. And they get back Foothills. Gonna need a Dreadbore rather quickly here. There's no way you drew another Veil, opponent. I don't believe you. It could never happen that you drew another Veil. There we go. So we know about a Misty and those cards. So hand, bottom, exile. We did take the Omnath here. Do I want to take the Omnath or do we want to take Deluge? Because we can push the Omnath. We can push the Omnath with the trigger on the stack. Yeah. Deluge, they could just play at instant speed. We can't really do too much about it. We're gonna have to get a swamp here, which really sucks, but because we drew our another water grave, so that's a little bit unfortunate there. We're gonna have to bolt the Renin 6 though. So trigger on the stack, fetch, 4 basic swamp, push that. back to Wooded Foothills, which they replayed. They still have Monkey in the deck? Interesting. Well, I have the iteration. I'm gonna look for Dreadbore. Tsugu. So we can go hand, bottom, exile. We fetch for Steam Vents, bolt the Ren on my end step, dress down so they don't get the monkey value. So we do take 2 though. Yorion to hand. All right. We also kill the abundant growth, which is kind of nice. Means that Yorion, if it manages to, you know, slip through the cracks, we get a little bit of extra value there. Draw a Tarn, they have so many cards in hand. It's kind of outrageous how many cards in hand they have. Next turn we do get to play Fury with Dispute backup, so that's at least something. I'm going to discard. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 mana. So I guess you want your land to be exiled. Oh, Deluge. Kind of makes sense. All right. So they have a million ways to kill the Fury here. But then next turn we get Tsugu. And if they next turn we do get to finally get rid of the red and 6. So at least we do get the Tsugu as a blocker. The fairy, okay. Solitude. Okay. That's nice. It's very nice actually. So we can go 3 here and then we go 2 on. We get to kill and kill Tef. And then we kill Solitude on the Fairy. It's probably better than killing the Ren. Famous last words. So, bolt there. Famous last words. Kind of early. My opponent played this Ren and 6 on turn 2, and it's turn 9, and we're still dealing with it. We know they have at least one answer to one of our creatures. We do have the Hall though, hanging in there, just chilling. Man, so many draw twos. This triggers whenever it deals damage. Doesn't matter what it deals damage to, which is nice. We found an Omnath. It's a big deal. That's a very big deal. Because that's a lot of mana. Okay, what can we draw now? Terminate. Terminate, kill the Omnath. 5, 6, 7. Close enough. We do get to attack the Ren if we want to, but I mean, if we had one more land, we could like block and counterspell, which would be nice. But so if I attack, my opponent is just gonna chomp with the Solitude. And this is so bad. Like Omnath, it's just so much. I think that's when my opponent turned the corner. Man, their hand was like turn 1 Veil into turn 2 Ren. I'm surprised that we got as far as we did. Yeah, we're just super dead. Man, that 4-color deck is really strong. Ay. Clothis. Wow. Clothis is a card, I guess. Not a beatable one. It's not a beatable card. They should not attack. Yeah. Seen enough. Okay, so Ashiok on the play. I think I like it a little bit better. Should I be kind of aligned in this matchup? Should it just straight up be cutting in land here? Let's try it. Let's cut a Spiral of Canal and see what happens. Keep. Again, trying to dodge Ren and 6, honestly, because they keep the monkey. Very surprising to me. Very surprising to me. I don't know, it seems like monkey would be just a pretty bad card against us. They went turn 1 monkey, turn 2 this. counter it? Maybe that's wrong. Or maybe I should be using Dispute. Missing land drop. Alright, fantastic. Yeah, like the fact that they went turn 1 Sacred Foundry, turn 2 Triumph tapped, like that's just such a bad sequence of lands for them to get that it suggests to me that they are a little bit short on lands. Am I just disputing this? I think so. I'm just gonna Tsugu now. And I think I'm gonna shock here. It means that I get to dispute that Fairy if they find their land drop, or I get to Bolt. I get to Bolt a Monkey if they dash or whatever. Seems worth it. Ren sucks. Yeah. Well, so there goes my advantage. Jace Brainstorm here. Can't play around Bolt, unfortunately. Oh wow. It's pretty unfortunate. So I want the push to be below because we're not gonna be able to do both. And I think I'm just gonna Fury here. So they did get one more land draw, but if they have if they find Omnath, I can just kill it with the push. Second run is just brutal. Second run is absolutely disgusting. At least it means that Jay survives, so we get to continue brainstorming here. Okay, so put that on top, put that on top. Yeah. Play land, Thoughtseize you. Counterspell. Dispute the counterspell. I think we take the Teferi. Because now the Vessel of the All-Consuming gets to pressure the Ren. So they're just gonna redraw the Flooded Strands. I'm not even gonna take it out of here. Now they get to put Yorion in hand. So they have those 4 cards. And then Unknown. Dispute is nice, so put that on top. Put that on top. Yeah, because I'm gonna attack the Ren, but I can't really, like I have no interest in killing it because they have another one. So just doing this just so I can, you know, pressure it and I can get my counter on the Vessel of the All-Consuming. I'm gonna try to cash in this dispute as soon as I can. Like if my opponent plays a Yorion, like I'm just gonna counter anything basically. Ping Jace, okay. Nope. So Yorion's gone. It's not bad. It's not bad. I'm gonna put a Bolt on top. So there's a Bolt, and under the Bolt there's and I think I just let, if they play a Ren, I just let it resolve. Solitude. Dress down. So I just let the run resolve now. We're just gonna bolt the Solitude. And dude, like, I like this card so much. Like, this is supposed to be a matchup where this card sucks, and it just doesn't matter. Like, it's still like extremely relevant. It's still extremely relevant. So, oh, do we just have lethal? That's 5. We know that their hand. No, we actually don't know any cards from their hand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, so it would just be unnecessary to go for it, so we just don't. Leave that on top, leave that on top, play that. There's just no need for me to get got by Solitude, right? Like, we can just do that next turn with counterspell backup. We just swing for 6 plus 7. I guess we couldn't. I guess it was a little. We would have been able to put my opponent on 1. So then it's even better play. All right, Vessel of the All-Consuming claims another victim. This card is just so impressive to me. Like, I like it so much. See you for the last round. All right, last round. Yeah, let's keep this hand. We got interaction for the early game. We got a Tsugu. We got card advantage. Dress down is pretty good against certain decks. Basic Swamp Expedition map. Okay. Man, too bad that it's not 1 turn later, right? Tsugu blowing up Expedition map. Be sick. Ooh, we get to live the dream. We get to live the dream. Tsugu. Tsugu. Put it in the garbage. Thank you very much, good sir. Please put in the trash can. Thank you. You can't touch it. All of your removal can't do anything to Tsugu. All of that silly removal you get going on, worthless. It's pretty unlucky actually. How many counters does this have? Just 1, so that's coming off this coming turn. So let's go hand, bottom, exile, and we're just gonna play a land and not play the monkey. I want to hold up counterspell. So we only got to draw 1 with iteration, which is not where we want to be, but could be worse. Not gonna counter the tutor, like whatever they get, we can just counter. Sure, like they can get their mana engine going, but this push is looking pretty bad here. Looking pretty bad. Not super high on Alpine Moon right now from the sideboard because this games are gonna go long, and I don't know if it's a matchup where I really want to cut all the Tsugus. I'm letting the Thoughtseize resolve because my opponent can, you know, they can just get the counterspell if they want, but like this way I force them to get the counterspell. They have the information, but then I don't. They take the charm instead, which makes a lot of sense, honestly. the Naga hold up counterspell this turn. I think I'm gonna just cycle the dress down. Really want to find like a Jace or something. Another counterspell is fine. Opponent can push this. Probably not gonna protect it. They just fetch for no reason. Do we even want to? Do we even care? I mean, I kind of need to start ending the game, actually. Like, Tsugu actually means that Bold... Yeah, so now land is lethal next turn. Because I got in there for 3. Oh no, I keep thinking that this is an 8-8. It's a 7-7. Never mind. Cabal Coffers is awful right here. Invoke Despair. Okay. Do I even want to do that? It protects it from a Thoughtseize, I guess. So it's probably fine. Now they can't draw with Castle. Seven, yeah. What do you got? The damage from the stupid Thoughtseize earlier in the game actually mattering a lot right now. Okay, so their mana engine is finally online. But their card advantage is not. So I think because of that, now they can hardcast Archon. They can hardcast Archon next turn, so I probably just have to go for it. But they could have push plus, you know, pay for the thing. But yeah, I don't think it's getting better for me. I could just pass the turn and Castle Ventress instead. Yeah. Yeah. So they have infinite mana now. Liana, sure. Let's start there. Monkey wins, Bolt also wins. Good stuff. Okay, so probably want Alpine Moons. These are dead. These are also dead. I like bolts because my opponent could be playing Torak or something like that. I think I want Alpine Moons. Maybe I want Dreadboars, maybe I don't. I think I do want Thoughtseizes though. Annihilated Spellbomb doesn't really do anything. I think Ashiok is actually interesting. They have tutors and stuff. I'd rather have Dreadboard than Terminate. Opponent says, GG, nice draws. Yeah, my play had nothing to do with the outcome of that game. I drew godly, according to my opponent. I drew godly. I'm gonna say, I am indeed a god. I think I'm gonna go with this. This tension really annoys me though. Tsugu versus Alpine Moon. Maybe I should not be playing Alpine Moon. But again, like this is what the testing is about, right? This is what the testing is about. It's about just trying to figure out what works and what doesn't. And maybe Alpine Moon is just not where it's at. Maybe I should be playing, I don't know, Damping Sphere, Magus, something like that. I feel like I do want something for that sort of for that place, right? Like for that sort of matchup. This hand, unfortunately, we can't keep. This one we can though. Keep it, and I'm gonna bottom the bolt. Here's a monkey. So an argument for dashing here, exactly, just so my opponent doesn't get to use their mana efficiently. So the argument was to just pass their Dolphy, okay. Karn, the Great Creator. They do have their mana engine, so they tap, so any mana is good for them. So I think I have to take Liliana here, unfortunately for me. Even though I think Karn is a little bit scarier. There's the Coffers. Counterspell. Profane Tutor exiled. It's a Dreadbore. That can answer the Karn pretty cleanly. But I also need to answer this because that clocks my Jace. So I think we're gonna do this. Play that tapped. Did find the mana for Karn. Where's the bolt that I bought on, right? So this effectively counters the tutor, which I'm probably very interested in doing. And I have no synergies at all, and they have no synergies at all, so I'm just gonna chill here. Hopefully I get to... Getting Alpine Moon would be sick. I could Alpine Moon Urborg, and then Cabal Coffers just doesn't do anything. Wormcoil Engine. Just gonna Jace minus here, I think. My opponent's gonna get to blow up one of my lands with Karn. But then we get to untap with Jace and Brainstorm, and we can also Iteration. Ashiok doing work. Ashiok doing work. Well, that worked out. Okay, so land down. Fury. So any land that allows me to cast the Fury, I'm just gonna look for that. Perfect. Absolutely perfect. So put that on top, put that on top. Fetch for steam vents. Cast Fury. And this is the problem with getting Karn the Great Creator, right? You get Karn the Great Creator and then like you have a label mill coding that just doesn't do anything. Here comes the worm. Can I get Alpine Moon? It'd be so sick to get Alpine Moon. Ugh, another Karn. Okay. They probably have to get, if they play out the Karn, now they kind of just have to get Ensnare Bridge, because they can't protect the Karn otherwise. What answers do I have to bridge? Do we have any answers to bridge? Just Jace plussing? Yeah, they just have to go get bridge. Maybe I don't have answers to bridge. Well, that's a problem. Trying to go over my deck list in my mind right now, and maybe that's a pretty gross oversight. Whew, those are some serious whiffs. So let's go hand, bottom exile, play land, brainstorm. Yes, we do have a counterspell there. Thought CCU. I'm gonna have to start plussing on Jace. But it's so cool because I don't really have the cards to start plussing. The good thing at least is that Bolas' Citadel. That's probably counter-worthy, I would say. Okay. I don't think my opponent understands how to maximize on the Grimetal coding. This is really awkward. I feel like I need to continue brainstorming. Alpine Moon is nice. Okay, so Alpine Moon means that this doesn't do anything anymore. I think this works. I'm not 100% sure, but they can do activate Coffers and then activate Coffers and add 2 mana. 1, 2. So they don't even have enough to cast the Wormcoil. So I probably don't even have 2 Thoughtseize here. Rename Uroboros. I think this works. I think this should work. But I guess, you know, what are we here for? It's just about science, right? Do I want to start plus in Ashiok? Real question. Uroboros, Tomb of Yawgmoth. Yeah, they are steel swamps, so I guess it doesn't work. I should have named Cabal Coffers then. Like decking them is now my game plan, right? Because they have bridge, so I can't really attack them. So it's awkward, but I think this is kind of what I need to do. Well, good to know that Urborg doesn't work against. This doesn't work against Urborg, so I probably just don't even want this card. I don't think. Yeah. So I should have named Cabal Coffers. Wouldn't be bad anyway, so not super worried about it. But obviously, it was just a bad play, right? Also, exiling the graveyard is just bad because they have Karn. Man, we're in such an awkward spot here because, yeah, so like, this is just a layers thing. I don't know what it means, but I just say layers, you know. So exile dot on top. Just blow up my own my own Alpine Moon. An absolute waste. Complete waste. Okay, so they found the land. They just bin the Karn? Oh, come on. Opponent's not even trying. I'm brainstorming every turn, opponent. How is this gonna work out for you? There's just no way this works out for you, ever. I'm brainstorming every turn. They say lucky. I'm brainstorming every turn. What do you expect? Oh man. Ooh. Ooh. All right, so I guess we want to wait until we have a clear turn. So we're gonna play out the monkey. So put that on top, put that on top, I think. I'm gonna play out the monkey. I'm gonna wait till the turn that I have clear. Emrakul? Wow. Alright. Well, good thing I asked you there. It's a lot of mana. Get back Razor Daddy. Alright. That's a plan. Guess we're going down to 1, folks. Put that on top, then that on top. Take that one too. Oh, they suspended a tutor? I never saw that. All right. Never saw them suspending a tutor. So here we swing for 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yep. I have no idea why they would just do that. That sucks. Can't shuffle, unfortunately. Oh, we're out of counterspells now. So we're just gonna go. This is the turn where we go for it. Oh, we can't go for it, that's true. We can't go for it because there's no... Yeah, this is rough because they just replay the bridge. Keep the second Jace plus bottom. Pass the turn. Tutor gets exiled here, doesn't do anything. So we're gonna have to dodge one more turn, I think. Actually, I'm working overtime. We have to dodge one more turn. Wait, we can actually dodge this. Alright, so kill creature, kill enchantment, kill planeswalker. That's pretty sick. That's pretty sick. So we're gonna draw a monkey here. So let's bounce that, I guess. Let's hope we find something good here. Dothy. Okay. I'll take it. Karn. Boo. Boo. needle. They have walking ballista. Opponent, you have ballista. Oh my god. But I get so lucky, right? But I'm a complete luck sack for drawing so well. I am so lucky. I am so lucky because I draw so well. Archmage's Charm. Opponent draws. Okay. So my plan here is for my opponent to make another mistake. I counter something that's good. And then I get it off the Dothy. What happens here? Oh, it just doesn't matter, right? Like any Dothy can exile it. Oh, an opponent owns. Okay. Yeah, unfortunately, a spell was gonna resolve. Okay. Getting so lucky. I am getting so lucky. I am getting so lucky. This game is hilarious. This game is absolute hilarity. What is even going on this game? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Fury. 2 and 1. So I just cast their Great Creator. And my plan is to Great Creator the Needle. Use sideboard. Sack Dothy. Cast Karn. Okay. Cast it. We're gonna, I guess this turn we minus. Get spelled on. At least we get to draw a card here. Pass the turn. This game has been so funny. This is one of the most bizarre games I've played in a long time. Why is my opponent fetching? Like, why would you fetch there? Fetch to thin? But then you go down to 3 now. If I ever get to remove the bridge, you're literally dead to the first Striking Furies. What a game, man. What a game. Like, oh, that's right, they also have Castle in play. They have Castle in play and they're fetching. And they're gonna draw something good here. This is so upsetting. Blood Chief's Thirst. Alright, that's fine. This is the most bizarre game I played in a very long time. So I think I'm gonna upkeep Scry. I have enough mana to afford. It's one too many. Scry 2. Bolt. Alpine Moon. If I name Coffers, this just doesn't do anything at this point, right? If 8, 5, 6, 7, yeah, it just doesn't do anything. It never did anything, actually. It was just a terrible, terrible thing to bring in. And now we drew the counter. This is fantastic. This is absolutely fantastic. What a delight of a game. What a delight of a game. Oh my god. Bunny could have drawn more cards here, but they fetched for no reason. Getting so lucky. Yeah, they're tilting off in chat. They're tilting off in chat. They're tilting off in chat. So Tsugu allows me to blow up the needle, which allows me to Jace. I guess that's fine-ish. Black, red, one, Tsugu. Brainstorm. Hopefully we find counterspell here. Jace. Man, what a game. What a bizarre game. Alright, they found something finally. Finally, you're gonna kill me? Karn. Let's see if they realize that they can finally minus for walking ballista. Are you gonna kill me, opponent? Ratchet bomb. You're not gonna kill me. Oh man, I'm so lucky. I am so lucky. I am so lucky. Ding 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 ding. Opponent, it's not gonna be happy about this one. My opponent says, wow, you're running lightning bolt, lol. Yeah, I didn't have enough bad cards to... Oh, this has been a delight. This has been an absolute delight. Hopefully you enjoyed it as well. After an absolutely fantastic way to finish the video, how do we feel about the deck? Things that I did like. The main deck felt pretty good. I did like 25 lands. We did flood in a couple of spots, but I do feel like I was hitting my lineups a lot more consistently. I had access to my colors more consistently. I basically never ever had a problem hitting my colors. There was, I think, one turn where I had like, I think 3 red and blue sources and I didn't have a black source for Tsugu, but like I eventually found one and then my hand was unlocked immediately, right? So because we have such limited black mana requirements, it makes things a lot easier. Man, I still can't get over the fact that my opponent played the Invoke in the very last game and I just sacked an enchantment, a creature, and a planeswalker and I didn't take any damage while I was at 1. that was one of the most hilarious games I've played in such a long time. Anyway, the main deck felt very, very good. Very, very good. I'm a big fan of everything that I got going on here. Maybe Terminate has a significant upside over Dreadbore in that it answers a dashed monkey. And as you can see, we don't have that many answers to a dashed monkey. We have 6, because all of our other answers, the Tsugu, the Fury, like all of these other answers are just their sorcery speed. So a dashed monkey can be somewhat problematic for us. Like, sure, we can answer it on the stack, right? But it's not necessarily easy for us to answer a dashed monkey. It's easy for us to answer a monkey that has been cast, but besides that, the main deck felt very good. Like, I thought it was super smooth, and I felt like I had a lot of the answers that I needed. One thing that we may want to address, like after seeing that last match, I had Call Against Command in my initial lists, so I kind of didn't really worry about artifacts. But it got to a point where I just kept cutting them. I just kept cutting the Call Against Command to the point where I'm running none now. So having no answers to artifacts can be somewhat problematic. So I could see either Call Against Command or Prismari Command finding its way into the deck list again, maybe even in the sideboard as well. I was very hesitant to cut those cards because they're so fantastic against Hammer, but I mean, Hammer's probably a fantastic matchup anyway. But yeah, that's something to keep in mind for sure. Just like either K Command or Prismari Command. I'm kind of interested in trying out Prismari Command actually. So in my next iteration, I'll probably have like 1 or 2 copies of that, either main deck or sideboard. As far as sideboard goes, speaking of sideboard, I really like the disputes. They came in super clutch against the Yorion matchup. Like, the Yorion matchup felt so much better when I played it today than when I played it the last time that I tried out this deck and I got paired against Yorion. So that is definitely something to keep in mind. Like, the disputes and the Thoughtseize, like particularly the Thoughtseizes just worked overtime there. Dress Down also was fantastic against like the Solitude and like that stuff. So definitely some more stuff to keep in mind. I'm wondering how good or bad we would be against something like Belcher. I assume that we're probably not great against Belcher. That's just something to keep in mind. Definitely the Alpine Moons are gonna go. I want something else here. Maybe it just needs to be something like Magus or like Blood Moon or something. I don't know. So, but yeah, this cannot be Alpine Moons. Like, the Alpine Moons is just terrible. My thought process was like, well, against Amulet and Tron, you kind of want to cut your Seated Tsugus anyway. But like, I don't want to cut all the Heated Tsugus against Amulet, and like, this card is also just bad against Amulet anyway. So like, this is just only good against Tron, and I'm gonna be cutting Tron against Tsugu against Tron and against Cape Shift, which are probably the 2 only decks where I want that, and I don't want Heated Tsugu against either of them. So I don't know. I think we probably should be playing either Blood Moon or Magus, one of those. Probably Magus, because it's definitely harder to answer. Like, your opponent definitely doesn't want to leave in answers to creatures against us, and so while they're probably going to have Boseiju anyway. But yeah, the rest of the deck list felt pretty nice. I'm a big fan of this league. Like, everything that happened in this league, and it finished in the best possible way. So I can't really complain. It was an absolute delight. So hopefully you enjoyed it as well. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button while you're at it. And yeah, I'll see you in the next video. Take care and bye bye.